Elder Codex.
Okay, we're back. So this is my part 2 of Ariana's and Elder Codex. So in the first part, it was quite heartbreaking to know the story of the Codex of Water. But also, it seems like someone actually planned on corrupting the codices, and then only Ariana have the power to dive through in to fix those errors. So let's continue. No, did I not save it? The game does not autosave. Okay. Does not autosave. Is there a setting to like set the autosave or something? Settings. Autosave. No, there's no autosave for this game. No, yeah. So I just learned there's no autosave, so basically I'm doing this part again. Let's just skip it. Already done this in the previous part. Skip everything. So we'd have to watch the previous part to be able to see all the cutscenes after this one, because I will be skipping them through. I did not know that it needs to be saved or something. Spirit of Light and Rain. Let's do this. I already defeated you once, so I'll defeat you twice. Done. So I'd have to skip everything now. So after this, it's a very long conversation scene with static images, and then take a lot of time. So let's just skip everything else. So it's a conversation with the Green Fireball, which I think has something to do with the Codex itself, or maybe that was his. But my theory is that that ball is her lost father.
Command you. Repair this story to its original form.
Is what I think. It's kind of predictable, but I may be wrong. So let us well continue.
There
There once was an older sister who lost everything in war.
Skip.
And she mourned.
So I think I can use this codex now. This is a conversation with that principal thing. I think it was the principal. What's his name again?
I apologize.
Is something wrong?
Burke Kelly. This conversation drags on too much.
If that were not, if you are sick,
I've been in... Yes.
Like, each conversation, you thought this conversation is already done, and then for some reason they would have to
I'm so tired.
to continue with another topic, and then the conversation just drags on. It's good if it's your first time watching it, and
Welcome back.
the game is actually saved in stream, so I can just rewatch it if I want to. But I don't want to waste time on this part since I've already saw this in the last stream, so I'll just continue for now. I should have saved in this rest spot. There. Should have saved it here.
Just a short break.
The map. Still personal bookshelf. Librarians must not let personal feelings get in the way of repairing codex. It is strictly forbidden to reflect one's own personal preferences into the contents of the codex. A librarian's job is to repair, not to write. Published codices should contain the author's will, and changing that will through a repair can no longer be called a repair but an alteration. Okay. Of course, doing so intentionally is grounds for stripping a librarian of their certification. Read all books with respect and face them with sincerity and honesty. This is the important mental attitude required of a librarian. Okay. So I guess this narrows down the possibility that it's also a librarian that's altering the codices. These service regulations have been established by the International Codex Oversight Organization and have been decided upon by the Library Central Congress in accordance with Article 513 of the Library Aggregate Provisions of Codex Oversight Jurisdiction as determined by the same organization. These regulations will be applied after passing through the Library Central Congress and upon final approval from the Library Director, which is Burke Kelly. Additional regulations may be established when necessary. Such cases will generally require consideration by the Library Central Congress. In addition, if the codex being considered for regulations is in need of repairs, it will be given priority over other codices in accordance with Article 328, and emergency repairs may be carried out. Such repairs will be the responsibility of the library director. So do I have to read everything? Let's try it. Chapter 1. General Provisions. Article number 1. Objective. These regulations are established to maintain order in the library, manage valuable codices, and pass on knowledge. Article 2. Staff Mission. Staff must support the magic of the world by both technologically and culturally, and they must prioritize helping users in their pursuit of knowledge. Staff must hold pride as guardians of knowledge and execute their duties with prudence and honesty. Chapter 2. Work Hours. Staff are to begin work at sunrise and finish work before sunset. However, exceptions are made when decoding and maintaining codices. Codices cannot be altered given magic power or removed without express permission, it is prohibited to cause disturbances using magic within the library. Regulations number 3. Handling of forbidden codices. Regular staff may only handle non-forbidden codices and are generally prohibited from handling forbidden ones. However, this limit does not apply if permission is granted by someone holding the position of official librarian or higher, from the library director, or someone with equal administrative authority. The 7 Hero Codices stored within the Hall of 7 Heroes take priority over all codices due to their nature and are subject to the strictest supervision. In order to prevent the deterioration of codices, magic or equivalent magic items are to be used for repairs. Supplement repairs are limited only to those with the position of official librarian or higher. General staff members are not allowed to conduct repairs. For 4. Handling of violations. Those who have violated the official regulations will be subject to suspension or demotion. In case of malicious conduct, they will be subject to disciplinary action after deliberation by a court of inquiry. If an accident occurs in the library, report it immediately to a supervisor and follow the instructions of senior librarians or those of higher position. For situations out of control or collapsed codices, where repairs are impossible, or upon finding a codex that may end up in such a state, within a short period of time, emergency special permissions are granted to handle the situation on the spot. Many rules. I don't know if these will impact in the story. That night, in the darkness where even the stars seemed to freeze over, the magician lost the one he loved. No matter what spell he repeated, no matter how much he used his own body as a shield, that precious person would never awaken again. The despair that deeply rooted itself in his heart eventually became a festering hatred, swelling to the point where it cast a cursed shadow over the world. Every night, he whispered the name of his loved one, gripping the hair clip that had become a memento, and gave in to the dark emotions inside him. If magic is about creating power through the will, then magic was bursting from him. He came to realize he could summon a magic sword with a single swing. Captivated by the beautifully shining blade, he didn't notice the hair clip has disappeared. Damn. So what story is that about? Event viewer. What's this?
Somehow, I managed to beat it. I still have to repair.
This is the same thing. Skip that. So this is where I can rewatch everything, okay?
What? Did I pass out? I still have a...
So how do I exit? No, it exits. Oh, this one.
Ariana,
Oh, the conversation with Berkeley.
I apologize.
So why does it say unknown if it's the conversation?
I'm so tired. Oh,
Now I have to go through this again.
welcome back, my lady.
Finish it already.
what to do.
Let's save first,
That's better.
just to be sure that we'll not be doing this part again. Seems like her bedroom. The library will be your base of operations during the story. Ariana will be supported with Veester, who will craft items, and Deina, who will help her learn magic. Through chatting with staff members from various backgrounds and reading mini book collections, you can learn even more about the world away. So to learn about this game is to read and talk, and read and talk. Okay, let's talk to this guy. By the way, this place is called Main Hall.
Yes.
By the way, the place up ahead is called the Lobby. Oh, against. Lady Deina is usually here. I'm guessing you have come. I guess I'll drop by. I'm sure Lady Deina will be happy. Okay. Hello, Veester.
My lady. Thank you.
By the way, I'd like to exchange the repair fragments and magic remnants I picked up inside the Codices items. Okay. Items possess various effects. I hope they will be of some help to your work, my lady. Okay, so this is how I craft my items. I have 9,014 and 3. So let's look for the most expensive one, which is this one. Greatly increases attack power. Combat symbols scattered together in an unique form of become crest. It is no more decoration. The magic power stored within possesses in the so
Thank you.
how many can I craft? I think I need this. Seems like an equipment. This one.
Nice. Thank you.
Critical hit. Ups HP.
Please do your best.
Let's see if we can like equip something. Magic is still the same. Here needs 1. So this one increases the amount healed by healing magic. This one recovers 1% every 5 seconds. How about this one? Reduces damage per terrain by 25%. For now, let's keep it at it as that. History of Bookshelf. A lot of things to read. Let's read it. Humans and demons. To begin with, it takes a certain arrogance to say that humans currently control this world. While they have expanded into each region by relying on their greater population size, it's difficult to imagine demons controlling this world as if there was no numerical superiority. Humans and demons, there is no doubt that these two species are at the heart of this world, but they are by no means balanced. This author is also human, has never explored the entire world. I would like to conclude this manuscript by adding that we have not fully grasped everything in this world, including its many unexplored lands. Describe the history of humans and demons in a single word. I would choose conflict. Though its beginning are unclear, the conflict between demons and humans have persisted since ancient times, as exemplified by the many books written about the two great wars. However, it is also true that some people search for a means to coexist, and it can be said that the existence of a moderate faction is one of the main reasons that both species have survived to this day. Demons are detestable beings who attack us without reason. That was the common understanding among humanity. However, in the shadows, there are humans who attack demons and call themselves demon hunters. In the end, we should refrain from making generalizations just because one is a human or a demon. The scars of the previous war have etched themselves across the world and in our memories, and we must not avert our gazes from them. Between the two world wars between humans and demons, the most recent war faced tens of thousands of casualties as a result of magic. Currently, one could say the world is at peace. However, we must not forget that this peace was built on the backs of countless sacrifices. When looking at demons as a species, their long lifespans cannot be ignored. They far exceed those of humans. There are some who lived for over 1,000 years. This lifespan is unfathomable for humans, as we don't even manage to live for longer than 100 years. What is it like to live over 10,000 longer than us, or even more? The same as the usual Isekai games. If you know your history, you can understand how you're present, and knowing the present lets you see the future. By doing that, I'm sure you'll discover where your parents have gone. So don't give up, Ariana. I can't help with the repairs, but I promise one thing. I'll definitely find the Codex of Finding Lost. But does that codex really exist? If it did, I'm sure Deina would have used it. Ariana, this library collection goes well over the 100 million books. Even someone like Lady Deina can't keep track of all of them. That's why you need to hold on to the belief that it exists. Don't give up hope. Codex of Finding, so that she can find her parents. The library is a pivotal facility and organization that manages codices from all over the world. It is said to have originated from a facility that suddenly appeared and was used privately by its supervisor, but the details are unknown. The library's operations can be credited to the library director. Indeed, it has changed dramatically under the management of the current director, Mr. Burke Kelly. So Mr. Burke Kelly is not the library director. Until he stepped in, it was chaos. Many librarians had said the library was no more than a pile of abandoned books and could hardly be called a collection. He carefully examined each codex and sorted every volume. His achievements in organizations are incredible and should be passed down for eternity. The library, headed by the library director, has immense influence over various codices and magic itself, but some say there is a person who stands above the director. For the author's safety, the source of this information will be kept secret, but there is apparently someone well versed in codices, and as a result of their scholarship, they can see into the future and steer the present into it. As such, I will call them the Prophet here. Let me be clear that the existence of the Prophet has not been confirmed. However, whenever something major happens in the world's history, the library is involved. It's almost as if these critical events were predetermined. A being who can see the future, a prophet. It seems often misunderstood, but the library does not collect books indiscriminately. Even as a worldwide organization, the library's goal is to collect all codices. If you're looking for something to read to children, you should look somewhere else. There are codices that can put you to sleep. We cannot guarantee that children will enjoy their contents. The library, which handles a vast amount of codices, has staff members with special skills. The best representation of these are the people who can repair the books, called librarians, possessing strong magic power and the technique to freely control it. They expend a tremendous amount of effort to preserve codices, sometimes even fully rewriting entire volumes. They give their hearts to the written story, synthesize words, characters, sometimes even the binding in the paper itself. They approach their work with utmost sincerity, and while they are not the only ones who love codices, they are the ones who love the books themselves. The library is truly mysterious. As long as they continue collecting codices from all over the world, they should eventually run out of space, or so you would think. However, every time I visit, it's well organized. Realistically, they must have storage rooms somewhere, yet constantly and infinitely expanding its interior. There's a separate section, an annex hidden from the public. The library itself is a codex that endlessly absorbs all books. It's no wonder such rumors keep springing up. Among the codices collected within the library, there exist some which are clearly special among them. They are called the Hero Codices, and their name have taken on a life of their own as forbidden tomes with extraordinary magical power hidden within. They are managed within a special section deep inside the library, so their existence hasn't been confirmed. Some say that even librarians are unable to handle them, much less regular stubborners. So, am I involved in those? Okay, so these are the hero bookshelf. The Codex of Water is a codex that governs pure streams. The power bestowed by this codex has birth, clean water that enriches nations, provides currents that heal illnesses and bring peace to people's lives. Its power has become essential within the field of medical treatment, and the source of today's healing magic can be traced back to its volume. The story is about a girl who sacrifices herself for a loved one. Like flowing water, her feelings never run dry, and they continue to touch people's hearts even now. Water is more than a simple substance. It is a symbol of devotion and healing, the circle of life itself.
What to do?
The Codex of Wind is a codex that governs the wind coursing the skies. The power bestowed from this codex has beckoned new winds to the earth, bringing with it the technology to carry people to faraway lands. Air travel using floating vehicles was only realized thanks to the blessing from the stone. The origin of various wind magic that aids in movement and acceleration can be traced back to this volume. The story is an adventurous tale about a boy who saved the birds injured by poachers, which then takes to the skies in search of freedom. Letting the winds lead them, the pair leads a life free of restrictions. Wind is an element that embraces all whispering, searching, and sometimes building into a storm. This codex grants the wings to soar to new heights for those who are brave enough to move forward. The Codex of Earth is a codex that holds power to protect the bountiful earth of its blessings. The power bestowed from this codex has supported sturdy architecture, brought the blessings of geothermal energy to people, and cultivated appreciation and prayer to Mother Earth. The origin of defensive magic, sturdy shields, and protective barriers can be traced back to this volume. The story's stage is a sacred mountain. There, a demon and a human join forces and fight to protect the mountain from invading enemies, all to worship the might of the god of the earth. Rocks do not speak, and the earth is silent, yet within that silence, there lives the power to accept and support all. So each codex has a story of its own. The story depicts the end of Great War, brought about by the growing hatred between humans and demons. Two warriors stand tall in bloody conflict, wishing to end the war. They battle against a demon general attempting to cast a spell of destruction. Okay. Is this where I was? I think so.
Thank you.
Lot of things to read. Codex will not give it any power. The same is true even if you were perfectly copy each word and character from the existing one. It is said that this dedicated writing implement is required to imbue codex with magic power, but the details have not been revealed. Since the library is collecting and organizing these tomes, some of them should have been written outside of the library. One can assume that at least No matter how hard people search, nothing even fragmentary has been discovered what writing implements. Unknown powers hiding in codices, magic is formed out of elements materializations materialized from the stories within the codice. Various medical elements are included within each story. In just one codex you can switch between what magic is materialized based on the incantation. Therefore, it is unusual for one book to handle multiple magic spells. Fundamentally, anyone can use magic as long as they hold the codex. Oh, that's why there are books flying around her. Okay. I want to read, but let's try to check other areas first.
Deina.
Okay, here's Deina. Did you satisfy your hunger? Of course, having soup every day is tiring. I'm surprised you were able to get the ingredients for bread or even just to eat during these times of scarcity. I didn't, huh? I made the bread using the Codex of Bread, so it is comprised of magic alone. Magic bread, that's right. Was it delicious? This was really tasty. I hated it, but it was really good. I used with guinea pig kids. The guinea pig? Absolutely not. I tested it as necessary. But I did have confidence in its taste, and I wanted the opinion of others. It's sad to see you suffering from hunger. I thought it might affect your work. Magic food. It's even possible to create food using magic. Nice.
Burn.
But what's something you can do for me? Codex magic that doesn't exist in the hero, but being capable of entering codex is already unusual, but even time and space, talent imagination. She's been talking to herself. I want to learn magic.
Yes.
So is it like I need to buy it actually. About water magic. Healing. Can't buy anything. Everything's just way too expensive for me.
See you later. How can this be?
I reported to the library director too. It was strange. I've never felt so drained from repairing one codex. You see, it's usually not right to interfere while a codex is being repaired, but we have no choice this time. Could you lend me your codex? I'll make it so you can learn new magic, strengthen magic, and create new magic items while inside codices. If you're able to do that, wouldn't it be faster and more reliable for you to repair the codices, Deina? If I could, I would have already done it. As long as I can't enter codices, all I can do is interfere with them from the outside. And that is only because you act as a kind of signal within the codex. It's only possible when you're focusing on me. So I cannot do it anytime or anywhere. If you can find a moment to catch your breath, try calling me. So let's go.